Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Hidayatul Fatihah Anikma, a student of Economic Education with a concentration in Accounting Education, Faculty of Economics, State University of Jakarta. On this occasion, I will present my research proposal entitled The Effect of Leverage, Liquidity, and Profitability on Firm Value in Companies Listed in the ADX SMC Composite Index on the Indonesian Stock Exchange in 2019. There are three chapters in this proposal. Chapter 1 is Introduction, Chapter 2 Literature Review, and Chapter 3 Research Methodology. Chapter 1 Introduction. There are three background problems in this research. The first is investment financing through high debt or leverage by Sariwangi Agricultural Estate Agency. As a result, the company was declared bankrupt because the investment that was financed from debt was not productive or did not get the result as expected. Secondly, the level of short-term debt of Krakatau Steel in 2019 exceeds the current asset held. This can indicate the company is not liquid. This condition can later affect the liquidity ratio of the company. And the third is the decrease in profit or profitability obtained by Indoretail Makmur International due to the increase in operating expense, including depreciation expense, salaries and employee benefit, repair and maintenance costs, interest on debt, and other expense. Furthermore, there are four problem formulation in this study, namely, is there any influence of leverage on firm value? Is there any influence of liquidity on firm value? Is there any influence of profitability on firm value? And is there any influence of leverage, liquidity, and profitability on firm value? The purpose of the research to find out the effect of leverage on firm value, the effect of liquidity on firm value, the effect of profitability on firm value, and the simultaneous effect of leverage, liquidity, and profitability on firm value. And the next is research novelty. The novelty in this study is found in the population use, namely companies listed in the ADX SMC Composite Index on the Indonesian Stock Exchange, which have never been studied before. For your information, the ADX SMC Composite Index is an index that measures the performance of stock price with small and medium market capitalization. Chapter 2 Literature Review. The theoretical background in this research is signaling theory. According Utomo in 2019, signal theory underlines voluntary disclosure, which is information that company convey to outside party. And then, according to Hasna in 2014, signaling theory emphasizes the importance of information issued by company on investment decision outside the company. And then any conceptual description. The first is firm value. Firm value is the price a potential buyer or investor is willing to give if the company is sold, which also reflect the performance and conditional a company. The indicator of firm value in this research is used Tobin's Q ratio. Tobin's Q ratio is an indicator used to measure company performance from an investment perspective. Tobin's Q ratio is a comparison for the company market value with its net investment. And the formula of Tobin's Q ratio is firm value equal outstanding common stock multiple by closing price plus total debt divided by total asset. And then any leverage, the leverage ratio measures how much the portion of debt or funds from outside the company is compared to the owner capital or asset in financing the company operational activities. The indicator of leverage in this research is use debt to equity ratio. According to Septiana in 2019, debt to equity ratio is a comparison between total debt or current and long-term debt and capital, which show the company ability to fulfill its obligation using existing capital. And the formula of debt to equity ratio is debt to equity ratio equal total debt divided by capital. And then any conceptual description of liquidity. Liquidity shows how much the company ability to pay off short-term obligations that are due. The indicator of liquidity in this research is use current ratio. According to Kashmir in 2019, current ratio show how many current assets are available to cover short-term liability that are due soon. And the formula of current ratio is current ratio equal current asset divided by current liability. And then any profitability. Profitability is the level of net profit that a company can achieve during a certain period through managing its business. The indicator of profitability on this research is use return on equity. Return on equity is a ratio that measures the company ability to generate net income using its own capital. According to Sumarwan and Chiptanan in 2018, return on equity is the ratio between net income and equity value. And the formula is return on equity equal earning after tax divided by equity and then multiplied by 100%. And then any previous research. There are three previous research in this proposal. The first is in 2016, and Raja Wulandari Putri and Chatur Fachu Uhriyawati with research entitled Effect of Liquidity, Leverage, and Profitability on Firm Value in Telecommunication Company listed on the Indonesian Stock Exchange in 2012 to 2014. And then in 2019, Aditya Permana and Henny Rahyuda with research entitled The Effect of Profitability, Solvency, Liquidity, and Inflation on Firm Value. And then in 2020, Ade Wisnu Prasetya and Musdalifa with research entitled Effect of Liquidity, Profitability, and Leverage on Firm Value Moderated by Dividend Policy. And then any theoretical framework. The first is leverage to firm value. The research from Febrina Wibawati Soleha and Lintang Venusita in 2014, and then Aditya Permana and Henny Rahyuda in 2019, the research found that leverage or solvency has a significant negative effect on firm value. The greater the company debt, the greater the investment risk, which will reduce the company's value. And then liquidity to firm value. The research from Meriska Febrianti in 2012 and then Murah Dharma Adiputra and Putu Vivi Lestari in 2016, the research found that liquidity has a significant positive effect on firm value. The high level of company liquidity indicates the higher the company ability to pay its short-term obligation, which means the higher the level of investor confidence so that it can increase company value. Theoretical framework profitability to firm value. The research from Putri Juwita Pertiwi and friend in 2016 and Ignatius Leonardus Lubis and friend in 2017, the research found that profitability has a significant positive effect on firm value. The greater the company's profit, the greater the return received by investor. This is an interest for investor to invest in the company and will have an impact on increasing company value. And the last is theoretical framework of leverage, liquidity, and profitability to firm value. The research from Raja and Chatur in 2016 found that liquidity, leverage, and profitability together have a significant effect on firm value. The better the value of liquidity, leverage, and profitability of the company can show that the company is in good and safe condition, so that it will increase the demand for share and can increase company value. Okay. The next, any hypothesis formula. Hypothesis formulation. There are any four hypothesis formulation. The first hypothesis is leverage effect from value. The second hypothesis is liquidity has an effect on firm value. The third hypothesis is profitability has an effect on firm value. And the fourth hypothesis is leverage, liquidity, and profitability simultaneously affect firm value. Chapter 3, Research Methodology. The object of research is something that is subject to research or something that is being researched. And the object of this research is the variable study, including leverage, liquidity, profitability, and firm value. And the scope of this research is company listed in the ADX SMC Composite Index in 2019. This study used a quantitative approach. The method used in this research is descriptive method. Descriptive method is used to determine and explain the characteristic of variable using quantitative data. And the data used in this study are secondary data, namely financial report of company listed in the ADX SMC Composite Index on the Indonesian Stock Exchange in 2019. And then the population in this study where companies list in the ADX SMC Composite Index on the Indonesian Stock Exchange for the period 2019, totaling 385 company. And affordable population is determined based on several criteria so that 212 companies are found as the affordable population. And then some sampling using simple random sampling. Simple random sampling is a sampling technique from a population that is carved out randomly without regard to the position in that population. And determination of the number of sample in this study using the Slovin formula table with an error rate of 5%. And the last topic in this presentation is a data analyze technique. The first, any descriptive statistical analysis. Descriptive statistics serve to describe or provide an overview of the object under a study through sample or population data as is it without drawing conclusion or generalization. And then any multiple linear regression analysis. Now, multiple linear regression analysis is used to determine the effect or relationship between two or more independent variable and the dependent variable. And then any test requirement analysis consisting of normality test and linearity test. Normality test aims to determine whether the data distribution follow or is close to the normal distribution, namely the data distribution in the bell shape. And the linearity test aims to see whether the variable has a significant linear relationship or not. And then any classic assumption test. The classical assumption test is a test of a statistical requirement that must be met in multiple linear regression analyzed based on ordinary least square. The classic assumption test must be made to get the best linear unbiased estimator result. If the classical assumption test not fulfilled, then the regression model tested will give bias meaning and it becomes difficult to interpret. Classic assumption test consisting of multicollinearity test, heteroscedasticity test, and autocorrelation test. And the last is any hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing in this research consisting of the t-test, the f-test, and the coefficient of determination. The t-test or partial test aims to determine how much influence the independent variable individually have in explaining the dependent variable. And the f-test or simultaneous test aims to determine the effect of the independent variable together or simultaneously on the independent variable. And the coefficient of determination is used to measure the level of ability of the independent variable in explaining the dependent variable. Okay, so the explanation from me. Thank you for your information and opportunity. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.